welcome to episode 36 of The Drive Home. We're a group of gays who go to the movies and review them on the drive home. Good job, John. I'm Jason.
I'm David.
I'm Jose.
I'm Matt/Taco, and you might be wondering who's next to us. We have two very special guests today. Please welcome to the car,
Darren.
And
John.
Woo!
Yay!
They're
First time
gay.
guest.
First time guests.
GGVG.
We just left the movie Queer, and we're going to try something a little different this go around. The first time we've done it. David is going to kick off the synopsis after our intro, and then we're all going to go and give a little sentence about what that movie was, if we know. So let's play the intro, and then David will kick us off with a start to what Queer was about.
Okay.
We saw Queer, directed by Luca Guadagnino and starring Daniel Craig. It's about a queer junkie who
finds love in Mexico City and embarks on a spiritual journey with him.
Ayahuasca and drugs are involved.
And so he finds a way to free himself from his drug addiction.
And seems to struggle with being disconnected and trying to connect with the world.
Jason?
And it was a piece of shit.
Well, should we give our rating?
So why don't we give our rating on the count of three? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs sideways? 1, 2, 3.
All right. Lots of thumbs down and thumbs sideways. Maybe some thoughts. I think we should jump to some of the thumbs sideways so we can get some opinions out there.
I think the performances were incredible. I mean, Jason Schwartzman, Leslie Manville, like all of them were totally unrecognizable from anything else you've seen them do. Mm-hmm. So I thought that transformation and journey was incredible acting-wise, from that point of view at least.
John?
I agree. Especially Daniel Craig. Not a role or a style I would expect him to be seen in. That being said, I thought it was really interesting the way he was completely detached and trying to establish a connection with somebody and struggle with that. The kid seemed to be okay. He seemed to turn out to be more detached than Daniel Craig, and I don't know, I thought it closed out kind of interestingly with him seeming to come back from the abyss that he was in at the end.
I also gave it a thumb sideways. There were some things that I liked about in the beginning, more so the music choices from Trent and Atticus that I felt really meshed with the time period and having sort of that modern edgy music. And then towards the end, as you're going through the different countries, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but it was almost miniature-esque. There was some of the buildings and sets or scenery that they were painting looked like miniature sets. As if they were.
I thought it was just because they ran out of money. Like that.
No,
when they were on that plane, it looked so fake.
But that's what I think this was obviously a choice that they went for, but I was trying to figure out how it actually fit into it, but I couldn't. But I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I did think a lot of the shots looked like paintings, which seemed deliberate.
Well, definitely in Mexico City.
Yes.
Like daylight, when he was sober, everything was very bright and harsh, even though the colors were there. And then by the time night would come and he would be more
Dirty.
drugged up, more less sober and out of it, everything got more colorful and bright. So when they did take their trip, he was getting very ill because he wasn't able to get his fix. So I wonder if it was a
That
a conceit
delineation?
of
Okay.
like he felt kind of trapped in this like little
Okay.
toy box and
Yes.
couldn't escape. But
Okay.
that part I didn't notice. I just noticed the colors in Mexico, how it changed from day to night as he lost his sobriety.
I just don't really know what was like a choice and what was a choice. Like some things, maybe, I don't know, maybe just going over my head. I didn't notice that stuff, but it is very interesting points that you're bringing up. I just think we could have accomplished that in like 20 minutes.
I was enjoying the first hour, maybe like
Saw two penises just in
Well,
that, David.
no. It was giving me Call Me by Your Name energy
Yeah.
that first hour, and I liked that movie a lot. And then Act 3 just went off the rails for me. I don't know what I was watching. I was getting actively angry when he was laying on the bed at the end. I was just like, just die already. Just die. I want this to end.
Spoiler alert.
Big spoiler.
I was just angry, like at the end. I've never. I was like here most of it, and then just hard like left turn at the end.
Did you not like any of the jungle scene?
I liked
I
when
like
the
the
Viper
jungle.
attacked them. I felt like the movie went Indiana Jones on me for a second, and then I was not connecting at all with that last portion, the chapter 3 in the epilogue. It just really lost me.
I think if it wasn't so long, I would have enjoyed the jungle scene better. But I was just so done by that point. It was just too many long scenes of me staring at him stare at a drug for like 10 minutes. It's like, I get it, he's a junkie. Like, we could have just accomplished it just a smidge faster.
Maybe we're
And
supposed
so I was just tired of it by that point.
Got it.
Maybe we're supposed to watch the movie on drugs. Maybe that would help.
Maybe.
But we're anti-drugs here at the drive-in.
Yeah,
everyone, too.
and we are sponsored by Dare, so
Mad.
Oh,
Jason?
Boy, oh boy. Honestly, and I'm not just saying this, it by far was obviously the worst movie I've seen in 2024. And I would say the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And I have seen some shit bombs. And that was the shittiest bomb I've ever seen in my entire life. So Matt, you brought up a great point. One thing that does drive me crazy is when we have 40 minutes of someone like smoking a cigarette and it's called art. Okay, I got it. You know, he smokes pretty heavily, I would say. I didn't need 40 minutes of it. The other thing is let's just throw in random scenes for no apparent reason. Like, I don't know, let's watch a shot glass roll across the floor for 45 minutes. Again, the floor's not level. It's obviously crooked. I get it. It's gonna roll. Whoa. What I need in a movie is a beginning, some kind of story where I can connect to a character, even if it's a minor character, and some kind of end. And that was that was a piece of shit. That was a piece of shit.
Not my favorite.
Yeah.
I want a gay movie that I like. Like I did not like All of Us Strangers. I did not like Knock at the Cabin. The last few, of the few like movies that are centered around queer characters, I'm not really enjoying.
Dick's the musical.
Dix was great.
Yeah.
We should say that this is our first gay movie we've ever done on the drive home.
Queer
and-
characters
and
front and center. Yeah.
didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit with Ron DeSantis right now. Maybe we should stop saying gay.
Okay.
oh.
Okay.
Let's not take it that far.
I do think the acting was really good though, even though it was a
Was it?
shit
Acting
movie.
was good. Daniel Craig was, like Darren said, like unrecognizable. This was
on, that's hard
far cry from James
do.
Bond.
They all were
But
unrecognizable.
did we need him as the Six Flags old man at the end?
No.
Did we really need that? I didn't love that.
scene.
We didn't
yeah.
need half the movie.
And they couldn't find a gay character to play that role?
That did cross my mind, but I mean,
No, I don't care about that.
Daniel
You don't care
Craig
about
had
that,
was
okay.
fun.
I think that it should be equal opportunist for actors.
I mean, you have a gay director directing the story.
Yes, yeah.
It just struck me as odd that, I know Darren and I had talked about this previously, but like it just struck me as odd as like, the main character is straight. It just
All the gay actors were in Wicked, so they were
Okay.
busy
They're all-
Yeah.
filming So sorry. Sorry.
I think
I'm a little curious. I mean, does a movie, for it to be good, does it have to be transparent? Because if you go to the Art Institute, is the only art that really works for you a photograph that is
You're asking the wrong person.
realistically representative of life?
You've
Tell him
never
about
been
the
to the
treadmill.
MCA with him.
Tell
have
him
you?
about the treadmill.
No, here's I will say this. So, John, that's a great question. I'm not against like things that like aren't obvious, right? But what I would say is that if I could do it, then I don't count it as art,
and we're
right?
making one. I think a film.
So like when we went to the what is it, Darren?
MCA.
Yeah, MCA, Museum of Modern Art or whatever nonsense it is.
That sounds fun.
There was a tire on a treadmill that was painted gold. And for me, I could
Running.
do that, right?
Running.
The other thing that we did, and Jose will be my witness, I dropped a rubber glove because we were supposed to wear a rubber glove for some nonsense. And I just dropped it on the floor and started looking at it, and people also gathered because they thought it was an installation.
Oh my god.
It's not for me.
But like the scene with the glass on his head and he pulls out the pistol. Mm-hmm. What would you interpret that to be for you, if you started to think about it?
Honest to God, Darren, I don't know. I don't know what happened to the guy. Like, he was lifted up into space at the so we lost him in the jungle. Then all of a sudden, it's dark. He gets like Star Trek beamed up, and then 2 years later, he's on the beach, and he's like, "Hey, where is that guy?" And they're like, "Well, he ran off with the colonel," and then he shoots him. I have no idea what that.
And then he's super old without like an epilogue.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
Honestly,
5 years later.
So what did that final scene mean to you? Because I didn't
So
understand
for
it.
me, he was walking back into the room where he slept with all the men, the hotel room, where
Okay.
where he took all of his
Meaningless
conquests.
sex.
Okay.
And this kid meant something to him, and he had some kind of connection and wanted to have a connection with that.
Okay.
And now he'd gotten sober, he'd cleaned up his life, the kid was gone, and wasn't willing to accept being gay, from
Okay.
what I
So we had to
inferred.
cut him loose.
And yeah, you thought he's maybe going to shoot the glass up ahead. Instead, he shoots the kid to release the kid from himself.
Okay. I just thought he was
still,
a bad
But then
shot.
we still see him as an old man, still there in the bed,
Carrying that weight. Yeah.
still holding on to
Okay.
that location and that. And you realize,
Comforted him in some
yeah,
way.
he's not able to let go of it, even though he's kicked his drug addiction and tried to. He still is holding on to
Okay.
what could be.
I was gonna say, I feel like
didn't get that.
when I watched that, he had to kill the memory of the boy, but it also, by the glass falling down, did that mean that like that was helping him release his drug addiction too? Like
Well, he
stop
was
drinking.
clearly still on the sauce, right?
Well, yeah, he clearly drank
He
that.
had just drank that whole bottle.
Alcohol, but not heroin, because when he fell from space, and landed
That
on
was
the
heroin.
beach, immediately you could tell
Tell the
he was clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was physically clean. His eyes were
He
bright.
did it.
When
His
he's-
hair looked much better.
he was still drinking.
Those
He'd had a
fingernails.
bath. His fingernails.
No,
were
I did
cleaner.
catch landing on the beach that he had obviously cleaned up his act. I did catch that because he did look better. I caught that. The shooting the guy in the head, I didn't catch. I just assumed he was still a crack
How does
drunk or
everyone?
something.
When he was falling out of space, I'm like, why is he falling out of space?
Well,
I wasn't looking at his fingernails.
No, when
his
he landed on the
eyes.
beach. When he landed on the beach.
Transition.
Yeah, nothing
I just-
literal there.
in the jungle.
I know it's not literal, but I'm like, why did they have to do
He
that?
filmed Alien Romulus, and they forgot
They
to
were
cut
trying
some
to
of the
keep
footage.
it, and it worked.
I mean, I know he didn't actually go to space, but I'm like, what is going on? What's this choice?
Yeah. That doctor in the jungle maybe needed to see a dentist.
Would you rather have her teeth or the person that he gets
Oh, the
with?
first guy he hooked up
Prostitute.
with?
I think I would take hers because you could still save those.
Yeah, she
How?
could brush the.
Are you
That's,
sure?
that's Wally
A water
style.
pick?
A little
That's
floss.
Wally style. There's no floss in the jungle.
Did you guys notice that the guy with her in the bungalow was one of the hot guys from Challengers? Just made it to look really ugly. I'm pretty sure it was.
One of the tennis players?
What?
Yeah.
Two tennis
yeah,
players?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, I am 90% sure.
We'll have
Kimmy.
Kimmy, check that.
And it would check out if it is true because same director. So
Oh, he directed that piece of shit too?
I love Challengers.
Oh.
I like challengers a lot. Don't you come for challengers?
Well, it was better than that.
This
I
is
mean,
Luca Guadagnino's first miss for me. Like, most of the stuff I've seen.
I looked at my watch several times. Like
I saw.
I did do a time
It's
check,
also the same writer as Challengers too.
which is
That's
why-
so disappointing.
Yeah.
I don't need everything literal. That was just too much for me. Too much.
what would have given you a thumbs up? You, our guest in the back. What would you have liked to have seen that would have made it been like, wow, or at least a thumbs up, right? Like,
shave off about an hour.
I think if I had connected to it the entire time,
yeah.
because I think I was spending a lot of time going, what does this mean and what is that, and dissecting it. And I think it's one of those movies I'll wake up in the morning and still be thinking about, which is why I give it Sideways. I think it was beautifully crafted, and I think I will think about it for a while, and I think the performances were amazing. But yeah, it's not a movie like I walk out of there and I'm like grabbed by it. I'm like,
Yeah.
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 Maybe we just need to do some ayahuasca together, and then
I should have done that before we
Would
watched
have
this.
made it
I
better.
knew as soon. I liked the ayahuasca scene actually.
I thought it was
Yeah.
throwing up their
Yes,
hearts.
yes.
Yeah, because
I
I was
really
waiting
liked
for them to
that.
get sick.
Yes,
and
me
they
too.
Illustrated in that way, and I was like, oh, technical difficulty.
That's a sign.
I don't think anybody who
Here, I'll hold
wrote it or directed it expected people to walk out of the theater
hold that.
saying, "Oh, that made perfect sense to me," without me having to reflect on it.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
that's what they. Yeah.
I like movies that make me reflect a little bit, but
Not quite that much.
Yeah.
no, I think maybe I didn't connect with the characters like you all are saying a little bit.
I would agree.
I like to think a little bit after movies, but I need a proper balance of art and entertainment. If this one just veered way too far into art for me without the entertainment.
Okay.
And there were some scenes I enjoyed. Like I would be in it for like 10 minutes, and then like Jason said, a long sequence would happen. I'd be like, fast forward, next.
Did you know what you were walking into in the theater?
I don't watch a lot of previews, to be
He
honest.
likes to go in blind.
So I didn't know. I knew it was a queer film, and I'm happy I saw it.
If you went in going, okay, this is an art film, would you have looked at it differently? Or no?
I knew it was an art film. I did know that because I knew you probably didn't want to see it.
I actually wanted to see it.
Or I don't know.
knew
You're
it
not
was
an artsy person.
I knew it was an art film, and I'm okay with that if
I thought I was
it's
gonna
not
cry,
just nonsense.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be more of
Yeah.
of an evolution of the love story.
Yes.
And if it was
Yes.
sad, I'll take it.
Yeah. Even if like he
Yeah.
beat the shit out of him or something, like give me something, you know?
Well, the kid did hit him.
He did hit him. That's what I thought. I thought maybe he would start, beating him up or something because he's not queer. But
I thought I'd connect more with like the kid. I don't know. Everyone has like a coming out kind of story, and I just I didn't end up getting that. But then again, nobody's offered to take me to South America or different countries. But if you'd like to,
Jerk him off twice a week.
we do have a website called At the Drive Home. You can contact us there.
You heard that, raw writers.
Kinky.
any other thoughts on the movie?
It's not my fave.
Shitty.
One of my lowest for the year.
Would you say it's your worst?
It's in
the
that
Lindsay
pool
Lohan
of
worse?
Imaginary, the Lindsay Lohan movie, A Family Affair with Nicole Kidman. It's in that bucket at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I do think the acting was, like
the
I said,
acting was good.
and I wouldn't be surprised
Some of the
Daniel Craig gets something. Some
Well, he's
recognition
been
for it.
nominated for a Golden Globe, correct?
I think that I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be tough.
I think he will be nominated for an Oscar too, just based on the chatter I've heard.
Predictions.
And it's
So,
tough
heard
to
it
like
first.
stay in a shitty movie for that long. So I think he deserves something. Just kidding.
Well, on that note, do we?
Do you have comments?
We didn't have any comments today? Yeah, we've been a little MIA, I guess.
Yeah, well,
holiday season.
Holiday season. We've been busy. We've been doing Speedo runs. We've been doing some caroling, some cookie making. Some birthdays have been celebrated
birthday.
in the back seats. 2 people in the middle.
And Kimmy, who prints off our comments, has been taking so much time off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HR can't say
You
that.
can't say that.
I can't.
All right, with that said, Taco, would you like to tell folks where they can find the drive home?
Sure, absolutely. If I can remember. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, sometimes Facebook.
And
Oh, we have this website where you can contact me if you want to take me to South America. And it's called www.thedrivehome312.com.
brand new.
Brand new.
Banking new.
And next movie we do, we may have a big announcement about something else we're adding.
Oh,
Merch already?
Cash App.
Oh.
Cash App, that's what we're doing.
oh, Cash App, yeah.
Well,
We're
home. Taco,
Yes.
would you like to sing us out?
Yes, I'm quite sleepy, but I'll try. All right. Bow your head. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay.
queer.
Yuletide queer.
Thanks to our guests.
Like and subscribe.